Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Baseball Reference Deep Dive, where we take a random baseball reference page and we dive into the intricacies of our favorite game. Last time we got the legend of Tim Laker, who was part of the end of Gary Carter's career, was also at the same college as Jack Wilson, one of my favorite baseball players of all time. And that was a pretty legendary episode, all things considered. It was our first player page that we got after a couple of box scores that we got earlier on in our first two episodes. So, like we did the last three times, we're going to click random and we're going to see what we get. Mike Kume. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right, we got a single season player. He is from Premier, West Virginia. He died in 2012, so oh my goodness, he was pretty old. 86 years old. That's a nice long life. Pitcher, right-handed pitcher, 6'1", 195 pounds. Only pitched in one season. Went to Gary High School. Hey, look at that. His debut is on my birthday, August 26th, except for the fact that it was, 46 years before I was born? All right. Let's see how many other players came out of this Gary High School in West Virginia, if there were any other ones. Nope, he is the only one. So he is the one out of Gary High School. Let's see how many people have come out of West Virginia. Only 133, so we had, about 2,500 people come out of California in the last episode with Tim Laker, but this is one of the couple that we see coming out of West Virginia. How early was he? Not super. Where'd he go? Can't find him here. Am I just looking over him? I don't know where he is. Bill Mazeroski, Hall of Famer. There you go. Former Pirate. Oh, pitching. That's what I'm looking for. He was a pitcher. Let's do our from. Am I just missing him? I'm not seeing him here. Mike Kume, West Virginia. Kume, where are ya? Where are you at here? Let's try to do the Kume, there it is. It didn't highlight. Okay. So 1995, just one season. So there were plenty of other players that have come out of West Virginia since then. Looks like he is the 87th player to ever come out of West Virginia, at least in terms of the hitting side. Pitching side, well, a little bit less. The other thing about this, I'm sure he registered an at-bat too. Did he? Oh, maybe he didn't. I don't see any at-bats, so yeah, he was just a pitcher only. Maybe we'll find out a little bit more about that later. One season, Kansas City Athletics, yes, 1955. So the only time that he was in the major leagues, they were 63, 91, and 1. Not a great finish in the American League, so a rough year for them. 0-2 in 6 games, had 4 starts. Only gave up 1 home run, so it was not that problem. This is the problem. 15 walks to 7 strikeouts. He could not miss barrels, and when he did, he was out of the zone. So that seems to be his big problem. Oops. 35 hits and 23, yeah. The whip is over 2.1. That's not great. It's definitely not great. Balls to strikeouts. 12% walk rates to a 5.8% strikeout rate. Definitely not ideal. He did roll a lot of double plays, though. Is that right? Yeah. The problem is when you have a pitcher that's good at inducing double plays, it means that people are getting on base. So that does not necessarily help things. All right, let's figure out a little bit more about Mr. Mike Kume here. So his debut August 26, 1995 against Baltimore. Let's check this game out. Let's see how this worked out. Okay, so Kansas City Athletics won 3-2. Wow, this Baltimore team was bad. That is not ideal. So Kume was 0 for 2 at the plate with 2 strikeouts. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so he did hit. He did register in at-bats. Kume went 6 2/3, 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. That's a good game. That's a quality start. Had 1 wild pitch in the game, but he did not get the win. So what happened? He was doing the job. Oh, I guess it must have been that. Well, okay, let's find out. So Kansas City takes a lead on a 2-run homer. Mike Kume surrenders a single in the 7th to make it 2-1, and then off of Kume again later in the inning, it was 2-2. So, and then right after that, he was replaced. It was Fred Marsh that kicked him out of the game. He was replaced by Art Ditmar. And then Ditmar finished the game, and it was thanks to a Enos Slaughter home run that the A's were able to win that game. See if there's any other recognizable names in here. I can't imagine that there would be much. Cal Abrams, Fred Marsh. Let's look at Bob Hale. That sounds a little bit familiar. He's a World Series winner. He didn't do much. Definitely doesn't help us a whole lot there. Causey. Dave Philly. He just had one good year, or at least that was a good year for him. This is who Kume was facing. Enos Slaughter. Elmer Velo. Who is this? He had a decent career. Look at that. Long time with Philly. What year was this? 1955. 55. Oh, he was an MVP. He got MVP votes that year. That's kind of nuts. Got MVP votes in a year that Yogi Berra won the MVP. Al Kaline finished second. Look at Ted Williams. Wow. It's a star-studded list of people to be on for the MVP voting. Who else was having a good year at this point? Again, what day was this? August 26th. Yeah, so this is late in the season. Hector Lopez, Vic Power. It's a decent career. So our guy, Mike Kume, was relieved by Art Ditmar. Ditmar, towards the beginning of his career here. This was one of his 12 wins that season. This was in relief. Mostly a starter. Trying to see if there's any other recognizable names here. Obviously, the 50s is kind of a rough area for me. 1,500 people at his debut, Municipal Stadium. 2 hours and 2 minutes. So that was Kume's debut. Let's see what this last game looked like. We'll look at some game logs here in just a second, too. So his last game came on December 25th, so he was in the league for a month, essentially. And it looks like he was a starter there as well, maybe? No, he came in relief in this game. Ooh. We got a little, opener action with Glenn Cox here. Ooh, this was one of his just 2 game starts. That's interesting. So kind of a similar type of thing where Kume was just kind of a vagabond in this. It's decent, 5 1/3. 7 hits, 4 runs given up. There's that number that we're seeing, about as many walks as strikeouts. At this point, his ERA would finish up at 7.99, so not very good. That probably indicates that the other game logs we're going to look at are not ideal. Who's this Billy Pierce guy? Ooh. Many-time All-Star. Why is this guy not in the Hall of Fame? 7-time All-Star. 45 World Series. Won the ERA title. What year was that? Oh, that's this year, 55. So this was like, wow. Complete game, shutout, 12 strikeouts. My goodness. Kume had a wild pitch in this game. He also hit a batter. This game was even less attended. This was at Comiskey Park in Chicago. 5-0 victory. Looks like the Athletics couldn't get anything going. Let's see what this game looked like. So here's our guy. Kume comes in, immediately induces a double play, then gets a fly ball out. Then an E5, a single. I got another double play. Oh my. Fly ball, ground out, single, single. Gets a ground out to end the inning. This was Kume's at bat. He actually made some contact off of our Billy Pierce. That's a little impressive for him. Actually, did he have another bat in this game? Kume, strikeout. Okay, that makes a lot of sense with all strikeouts. Kume sets down the side in the 6th, and then this is where it all went wrong. Hit by pitch, walk, bunt, ground out. So we got 1 out. Wild pitch, not great. Double. Pinch hit, single, another single, and then that's what kicked him out of the game. And then Bill Harrington, in relief of Kume, gives up a sacrifice fly, so that would go on to Kume's ledger. And then it was all downhill from there. So yeah, Kume did the job. He didn't even give up the early run. That was off of Glenn Cox, the starter, who was in there for just a little bit. All right, now I'm a little nervous to look at his game logs because I feel like these last 2 outings were not awful, but at the same time, that means that it's probably going to get a little bit worse. Yeah, so this was his debut. Decent day. That's a quality start. You like that. Against Detroit, 4 runs in 4 innings, not good. 3 runs in 2 1/3 innings, not good. 4 runs in 5 innings, not good. Oh, this one's not good at all. This was his second to last outing. Oh my, did he start this game? Yes, he did. He didn't. Oh my, he didn't get out of the first inning. He only got 1 out. Some of it was not his fault, it seems, but still, that number 8 in the first inning is not ideal. That was one of his 2 losses. And then the other loss that he had, the second game of a doubleheader, also against the Orioles. Man, did they lose in every single game he pitched in? Except for that debut, yeah. So he debuted on August 26th. He pitched them to a win. And then ever since then, blowout loss, really bad blowout loss, close loss, and this was the second game of the doubleheader, blowout loss, bad loss. So that 2.70 ERA that he started with was about where he peaked. Not ideal after that. Let's see what his strikeouts were. 5 strikeouts. 5 of his 7 career strikeouts came in his first outing. And then he had 2 in the next 5 appearances after that. 2 walks, 5-3, 3-1-1. Not good. Only gave up the 1 home run. Let's see who that home run was against. See if it was anybody notable. Home run. It could be a couple of these guys. Home run, that was not off of Kume. There it is. Ray Boone and Harvey Kuhn? Ray Boone. Let's see what he did. Decent career, okay. Was he known for hitting home runs? That's the question. Yes, in this stretch of his career he was. 26, 20, 20, 25, 12, 13, about a 5-6 year stretch. So yeah, it makes a little bit of sense there. And then the other one, Harvey Kume? Is that Keen? Keen, okay. Was he known for hitting home runs? Not really. He did have 87 career, but yeah, All-Star this year. Also won Rookie of the Year. Oh, there's a little grid lore for you. Tigers Rookie of the Year. It's a shortstop. 12 home runs in 56, so the year after our year. Had a decent career. Rookie of the Year, won a batting title, a 10-time All-Star, still only had a 26 career WAR. So those were the 2 home runs that Kuhn surrendered. He hit a couple of batters. Let's find those strikeouts, actually. We won't do that. Actually, let's find his last career strikeout. Let's see what that was. So, only a handful of strikeouts in this game. Kume, no strikeout. I believe it was a strikeout looking. Yeah, Buddy Peterson. That was his 1 strikeout. Was he any good? Not really. This was one of his very few at-bats in his career. So, yeah, a little Mickey Mouse strikeout there for our guy, Mike Kume. John Michael Kume. 23 innings pitched in the MLB for the Kansas City Athletics, all just in 1 year. But, hey, he made it there. That's impressive. See if there's any transaction history. It doesn't look like it. Signed by the A's as an amateur free agent in 1948. So a long time before. What was his minor league stats like? I would assume that this would be a bit interesting. Oh, it was a long time in AAA. Very long time. The Welsh Miners in West Virginia. App League? Yep. Cool. So then he was sent back down, played with the Columbus Jets. Buffalo Bisons. Oh, they've been around for a long time. Sacramento, back to Buffalo, and then to Portland. Okay. So there's our guy, Mike Kume, in this episode of Baseball Reference Deep Dive. A little bit of an obscure one, but we got a little bit of information out of this one. So we'll be back the next time to try out another one. We'll see who we get when we type in random on the Baseball Reference search engine. Thanks for watching, and as Zany Baseball says, have a good day.